Welcome back. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Congressman Jim Jordan is demanding answers this morning as to why the intelligence community allegedly obstructed Senators Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson's investigation into Hunter Biden's overseas business deals in 2020 by labeling their work Russian disinformation. In a letter sent to the Director of National Intelligence, Avril Haines, Jordan is seeking information on why intelligence officials were quick to debunk the investigation. Joining me right now with reaction, this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive, is Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. Senator, thanks very much for being here this morning.
Morning, Maria.
I am looking at a letter that your colleague, Senator Chuck Grassley, sent to Merrick Garland and Christopher Wray, asking the same questions. He requested information about the FBI and DOJ and the legally protected whistleblower disclosures that informed his office of political bias. What happened?
Well, first of all, this letter, this whistleblower that came to Senator Grassley's office is not getting the attention it deserves. Basically, what it reveals is there were 40 confidential human sources that the FBI had that had derogatory information on the Bidens. And basically, the FBI shut them all down. They had the Foreign Influence Task Force. My staff calls that the unit that was there to catch and kill derogatory information. They'd find out where an FBI office had this. They would swoop in there, and then they'd label it Russian disinformation. So, you know, this is a massive, massive scandal from my standpoint. And as serious as the corruption of the Biden crime family is, and as appreciative I am of Chairman Jordan and Comer in terms of their ongoing investigation, filling in the piece of the puzzle, I think what's an even greater scandal is the corruption within federal law enforcement, the Department of Justice, our intel community. This needs to be fully exposed, and right now it's being pretty well hidden. I asked Christopher Wray whether he had read, I just assumed, you obviously have seen and read the letter that Chairman Grassley sent you, and he said, well, I'm generally aware of it. And I said, oh, you ought to read that thing. I mean, that's just how oblivious he is to what's happening. At least he appears to be oblivious to what's happening underneath him in the FBI.
Well, that's the question. Is it oblivious or is it actually intentional? I mean, what's going on with these agencies? If you can see crime as pure as day, why aren't we seeing anything done about it? Also, what's amazing to me is these emails that were uncovered. Biden had emails, 82,000 pages of emails with different names under a pseudonym. He was doing a different name, and Hunter Biden was on those emails.
Of course, the other scandal here is the corrupt and complicit media that covers up everything, you know, as it relates to corruption of Democrats and the Bidens. And so if you really trace this back, you know, go back to the exoneration of Hillary Clinton, you see the corruption of the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. You see the coordination of the first Trump impeachment, where you had whistleblowers working with Adam Schiff. You follow that through to the obstruction of our investigation into Hunter Biden by the FBI, by the intelligence community. You take a look at the intelligence community writing that letter with 51 former members saying that the laptop was Russian information operation. Again, this is massive corruption. This is massive coordination. We had Democrat senators who were obstructing our investigation, claiming that Senator Grassley and I were soliciting and disseminating Russian disinformation. This didn't just happen. This had to be coordinated. This needs to be fully investigated. We need something like a church commission to get to the bottom of this. But again, the media is not going to look into this. If we had an unbiased media, you wouldn't have this corruption in federal agencies. But we have a highly partisan media, and it's going to be a real problem getting to the bottom of all this.
And why do you think that is? Why is the media so far unwilling to look under all of this evidence?
Because most journalists graduated from colleges and universities that were taken over by the radical left. So we don't graduate journalists by and large anymore. We graduate advocates for the left. I mean, it's an enormous problem in this country. You know, I was listening to your interview with Chairman Comer. And, you know, he used the same word I'm using. This has been obvious. It's obvious of the corruption of the Biden family. For example, the $40,000 supposed loan. All you have to do, if you're the FBI and you have their investigatory power, you subpoena those bank records. You get in there. You find them quickly. You find out, okay, did James Biden or did Joe Biden make a loan to James Biden to have it repaid? This is not rocket science. This is very easy. I'm an accountant. It's easy to trace these transactions. Now, Hunter Biden made it more difficult with this labyrinth of companies set up for money laundering, which again is one of the things that's obvious about how corrupt the Biden family is. But if the FBI would have been doing this investigation with integrity, if David Weiss would have been, we turned over hundreds of pages of bank records. What did they do with them? The U.S. attorney, the former attorney that Bill Barr set up to gather all this information, he didn't even know about the Hunter Biden laptop until it was made public by public reports in October. I mean, this is massive corruptions at some of the highest levels of these law enforcement agencies, but they are the law, and they hold themselves above the law. And as a result, they've insulated themselves from congressional oversight and public scrutiny. This is a major, major problem in this country.
Well, what about the witness testimony and these reports of intimidation to some of those whistleblowers? Your thoughts on what the whistleblowers are facing as they try to expose the truth?
Yeah, we have very strong laws protecting whistleblowers. They just aren't used well. So you have these courageous people that come forward and they do whistleblow and they do describe corruption. If they go public, they get destroyed, which is why the whistleblowers coming to our offices are remaining confidential. They're anonymous. But again, that doesn't have the same impact. So we need more whistleblowers coming forward. We will protect you if you want to remain anonymous, but we actually need people who have the courage to identify themselves and start telling the truth. If we're ever going to restore credibility and integrity to these agencies, we need people with integrity in those agencies coming forward. We will do everything we can to protect them. But again, the reality of the situation is with all these laws in place protecting whistleblowers, they're not perfect. And whistleblowers who make themselves public get destroyed by the media, get destroyed by the left.
Wow. Senator, thank you very much for being here this morning. Of real education. Senator Ron Johnson joining us in Wisconsin.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.